Well, hello again, everybody. This is part 2 of my budget attempt at a beginner's grind account. So as you can see, I am farming Mount White a little more for a brief overview of what I've accomplished since part 1. I did complete the first level of Summoner's Way. I'm on level 2. Got to clear through to level 40 of TOA, so I've completed all of these other things here. In terms of progression, I did clear through Mount Runar, which gives you the 6-star maxed out Vampire Revenge set, which I have put onto Lapis, and then cleared through Chiruka Ruins for the Legendary Scroll, and I've still gotten nothing of importance or note. So I did spend the money on the Sealed Shrine. So there's no 4 stars in here. Aren't there? Nope. And in my storage, so I did get the Water Dryad. I got a Jasoon, I got a Orang, and you guys saw me get the Wahi already. So as you can see, I did get lucky with my LD scroll. Got Mentora, so I'm going to be using Mentora for my TOA team. Defense break, dots, slow, strip, skill 1. Could technically even use him in Giants and or Dragons. With that skill 2 AoE slow, really nice. Defense break, and then the skill 1 strip. But we are sticking with the current team that I've been running for Giants. On that point, I have cleared B9 auto, no assistance from friends, friend threat monsters. I'm almost there with B10. The runes, I've got the Vamp Revenge set provided to us on Lapis. I have not yet gone into level 1 of Steel Fortress or Punisher's Crypt to get basic artifacts. I don't think that's necessary for B10. It will definitely help towards B12s. So at that point is when I'll start looking into that. Here are my Koniyama runes. Konamiya runes. Sorry, I'm pretty sure I was mispronouncing it. I did get him fully skilled up. Back to the runes. Massive. So this was pretty lucky. I got nice on the rolls. Got some stats, and it's 5-star speed rune, 5-star swift rune. But as you can see, let's go in here. So this was a white rune. This was a legend rune. But as you can see, the massively overpowered stats, everything kind of, I think I got 1 roll into speed, and then the other few into HP, maybe 1 into attack percentage, which is awesome for Konamiya. So, and then here's 4-star rune, 4-star rune, 4-star rune, 3-star rune. Moving on. I'm still liking him. I don't know what's going on with his 3rd skill, because it doesn't always seem to provoke, even though it says it inflicts an irresistible provoke for 1 turn. But I'm trying to keep an eye on that. I did finally get him fully skilled up, because he gets a 70% chance for the attack break on his skill 2, and then 100% chance on that defense break, which is very important. The skill ups for that 70% on the attack break is also very important for Giants. Bella Dion I got lucky with, and if you guys can see, I did actually also get Lauren, but I'm not going to be using Lauren for Giants just because she's a more difficult unit than Bella Dion in my opinion. Simply because she doesn't have a smart strip, so her skill 2 she will not use when necessary. She'll kind of just use it, as well as skill ups. Skill ups for her are very important for that activation rate. So each projectile has a 30% chance. You get up to 50% chance. Yeah, it's 3 hits, which is also not great for Giants. Multi-hits are not the most beneficial. And then over here we've got a 60% chance up to a 75% chance. So those skill ups are actually really beneficial, and that's the reason why I'm not going to use her. I'm not going to spend the time to try and continuously farm for skill ups for her when I can farm skill ups in scenario and double up in terms of farming Famine, leveling up fodder, and getting some Inugamis. Additionally, if it was coming up in a rotation for stones, you can get Inugamis in the stone rotation, none in the next couple weeks, but that is another way to be able to get those skill ups. But you can actually get the, I am saving up fairy skill ups for Fran. In your first 7-day promo, as a new player, wherever Elia went, special check-in event. This right here, day 4, was 50 stones. I'm going to be getting 50 stones in the event that's currently running. So that would give me my 100 stones for Fran. I am going to get Fran. I am going to skill her up, but I'm not going to use her quite yet. I want to not use those units because they're easy free-to-play units, but they're easy free-to-play units not in the first 10 days, in my opinion. Additionally, let's see what else. I try to clear my arena wings as frequently as I can, but the same reason that your energy refills and refreshes at the, I think I am frozen. Oh no, I'm not. Okay. So the same way that your energy refreshes every time you level, so do your arena wings. So I clear as much as I can. I do actually rank myself down. By ranking myself down, I mean I'll go into a fight knowing I can't win it, take the loss, take a couple losses, hit refresh, and then maybe get another win or two. I was able to get my Devilmon last week, and I am nowhere near... Oh, no, I can get my Devilmon today. Sweet. I was not able to get enough guild points since I only had maybe 2.5 days to be able to attempt that, to get my level 5-star Devilmon. I'll get him this week. So those are the 2 main things that you want to get right off the bat. I have not started on many towers. I think the only tower I've actually started on is the Energy, the Mysterious Plant. It's quick, it's cheap in terms of arena points, and the primary source of your arena points at the very beginning should be going to making sure you get that Devilmon, and then if you have enough to power up any towers, power up those towers. The best towers outside of the energy refill are going to be your speed tower, your crit damage tower, and your attack tower. These apply to all units. You can do, some people like going 1 tower, finish that, as opposed to evenly kind of distributing your points. My first account, my main account, I did just 1 tower, power it up. But that was because I didn't start my arena towers until 2.5 to 3 years in. But it is better and more beneficial to spread those points out because you're going to be leveling those up together, and it's better to get a little bit more speed, a little bit more crit damage, a little bit more attack than just getting all speed and then not having anything else. And let's see. Okay, so I'm right now running to try and get some slot for 4-star HP runes, which I'm not having any luck on, which is great. I don't really think I have. Well, let me go ahead and change all of those out and put those in there. And then I'm already on crystal refreshes for energy. You go through a lot of energy, especially when you're trying to progress and attempt things when you aren't. I'm not using my reps as much. I've actually rarely used my reps. Um, Use them if you got them. I try to save them for if I actually need them. I've used my reps maybe once or twice, and I used it in Feynman just to clear through one of the levels to get to the bot, to get to the dragon, to get that LD scroll. So that's where I'm at. I have used the guild on my main to get into a guild, but I'm not really doing anything with the guild at all. It's just to kind of get those passive guild points. I have no summons. I am planning to summon in this rotation because I would like to get more Grim Reaper skill ups. I would like to get Belinus. That's not going to happen. And really, there's no other units that are going to help me progress currently except for maybe the Fire Serpent, but Serpents are a farmable unit in Terramore. So if I need more Serpents, I can just try and farm in there. I did get lucky for Mav, summoned him. So as of right now, my TOA team is likely going to be Lapis, Bella, Mantura, Mav, and either probably go with Shannon just so that I have that defense buff and the AoE slow. I have opened my Dimensional Hole, and I am running it for Beladion. I'm not going to second awaken him, but I'm not going to let that energy just sit. So I would be Beladion, and then possibly one of the Reapers or someone else. But I'm just clearing level 1, haven't tried level 2. I'll get to that when I get a little closer to cap. So going through my units again for the runes, I am trying to go Swift Shield. So I want to go Swift Shield, and you can farm these white or green shield sets from Forgus Ruins. It does drop shield sets. This was a change that got made a while back. So I'm going Swift Shield. The shield is just to help kind of protect my team from those crystals and giants, because we all know they hit like a truck. Once I can get a decent B10 team, I'm going to stop farming Scenario. I'm just exclusively farm Giants B10. I have been farming Giants B7 and B8 a little bit, mostly for mana drops and hopefully for some runes. I don't think it'll take too much longer to get what I would like to get, or get to where I want to get to. Just trying to think my way through this because I didn't prepare, because I'm not a pro streamer. One of the things that a lot of other content creators are pushing is maximum efficiency, and I understand why, but there's going to be a lot of hopefully, maybe, of the 17 people that watched part 1, people that will not be playing this 24/7. I don't play this 24/7. I have a 1 month old, so a lot of my time is being spent with him, holding him, making sure he doesn't cry, changing his dirty diapers, um, and I'm not doing this efficiently, uh, or as efficiently as they are or they will. Um, as well as I'm not getting lucky, which I'm actually kind of happy with. That I'm not getting nat fives, that I'm not getting amazing nat fours, because you don't really understand. A new player is not going to understand a lot of these things. The difference between 4-star, 5-star, 3-star, 2-star. Main difference: base stats. Base stats are huge in this game. The less number of stars, the lower the base stats. The more flat stats are going to be beneficial as opposed to percentage stats. However, as you power them up from 2-star to 3-star to 4-star to 5-star to 6-star, their base stats increase, and therefore you can switch from flat stats to percentage stats. So as you can see right here, let's see I'm pretty sure it's this one. Yeah, that's a flat stat HP rune. And that's why I'm trying to farm Mount White for a percentage HP rune. Because since he's 5-star, he has decent base stats, enough to where percentage is going to be better. I do have him on slot 6 accuracy just because I want to make sure his defense breaks and attack breaks hit. I still have a white rune on Shannon, not even powered up at all. I've got accuracy slot 6 on her as well because I do want that glancing on her first skill and that AoE slow to hit, because Lapis has a decent amount, enough accuracy with the new set, so that her attack gauge reduction on her skill 1 can push the giant back enough, as well as her skill 3 for the heal, reduce the giant as well as the tower's attack bar. I am going for just HP, speed, HP on Konamiya because I want her to live. I want him or her to be able to cast that cleanse, get the defense break off while I still have that defense buff up, in conjunction with the attack break on the giant. That way, if and when I do get hit, it basically does nothing. So let's go ahead and hallelujah. Okay, so I'm gonna let this run out, and I'm gonna power this up. Actually, I'll just go straight over to you. No, I kept that. All right. Do I even have enough? I might have enough mana. Even though we have a reduction cost on our power-ups, it still takes quite a decent amount of mana to power up your runes. I'm happy with accuracy. So that's just something to be, aware of, to be cautious of, is where you are with your mana. It doesn't take very, very much time to get the mana back. Just running dungeons, completing some of the challenges and the achievements, as well as trying to run Kairos. I am considering Carbine, building him for my Giants team. I'd likely be replacing Lapis, or I'd be considering replacing Royd. So as of right now, I'm going to be, my next 6-star, which I can 6-star, is going to be Bella. Bella is going to be a key unit that I'm going to be using going forward. He's going to be great in TOA. He's also great in Dragons because of that smart strip, because of that defense break, because of the heal and the push. He's a great unit for Dragons. So he is not a unit that you will regret 6-starring. Eventually, he can also be used in Raid. You can use him in a basic R5 team along with Konamiya. So, as we have right now, I have 1 6-star, almost a few more 5 stars, and let's give us a look and see what now I can do in Giants V10. So I do like to sit and watch my runs to identify where I'm failing, who's dying first. Konamiya was my squishy target, so hopefully with the shield runes, hopefully with um, the defense buff. There we go. I didn't die. This is great. I didn't even get close. It would be nice if Konamiya would use his cleanse, which I think he will. Oh, yay. Actually, I wanted him to save that there. To get rid of that slow debuff for the turn gauge, turn cycling. So I like that we can get the provoke. So it might have just been when I was using Roid in Dragons just because you do have the quests to clear certain levels in Dragons, and low enough it really doesn't matter. I think I've actually cleared through B6 um, with primarily wind units, and yeah, this team seems, as of right now, is going to be a pretty good team. It has all the things that I really like, outside of them being a little on the squishy side. So 6-starring Bella is going to be very beneficial because it's either going to be, actually in this team, it's going to be Bella that gets targeted for the most part, just because he is neutral. He and Lapis will be neutral to the water teams, and I love it when they go for those side crystals. It's great. Ooh, hanging on by a thread. That's why shield runes are nice. Just gives you that little extra oomph. I like putting it on the units that I do double HP on. So would be Konamiya, Shannon, and Roid. Actually, you could still put them on Bella, but I don't remember what I have on Bella right now. There we go, okay. So Bella took the first revenge. He's low enough on HP, so Konamiya should cleanse. Bam. I love it when things actually work out. Now, strip. Nice. And glancing. So, see, this is what I was hoping for. It's not going to be fast clears, but it should be relatively safe and consistent. So having the defense buff with the attack break and the glancing on Giant keeps your team safe. I've got the cleanse, I've got the double heal. Though when he gets that attack puff, it's really kind of scary. I think I might get my first GB10 auto clear on video. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh yeah, okay. This is good, this is good. Now how consistent this is going to be, I don't know. But 3 minutes and 10 seconds. And speed, crit damage, HP on a Blade Rune. I'll keep that because, like I said, I am considering building Carbine. I'm going to try him. So I'm going to be putting him on a DPS set. It'll likely be... I'm going to try him out speed slot 2 as well as attack slot 2. With his passive, I'm curious how much that passive is going to allow him to turn cycle with little to no speed. So I might be able to go, attack, crit rate, attack, because there's no way in heck right now that I would be able to get enough crit damage or enough crit rate with a crit damage slot 4. So if you're trying to do DPS sets and you're going through the monster guides, and so by monster guides I mean over here, and you're hitting this monster debate form, and you see what people say. Oh, they're not going to say anything for Lapis, but let's say for here. So for Lauren, they're going to say something about suggested. Not saying anything about builds. So in here you can see you can often see builds for units, and a lot of times for any DPS unit you're going to see attack, crit damage, attack, speed, crit damage, attack. Well, one of the things that you need to have is enough crit rate in order for that crit damage to be useful at all. If you have 30% crit rate and 180% crit damage, 70% of the time you're going to do nothing for damage. So that crit rate initially is more important than the crit damage and stuff for it. Which is why, if you saw before, I have this 5-star crit rate rune. It's for that reason. Is that crit rate early on is very beneficial for your damage dealers. So let's see what I get here. Oh, the story mode. Alright, so we got a legend scroll. We'll go ahead and pop, so that's done there. Got some achievements. And an LD scroll. I don't even know what I would want to pop out of any of these. I don't think, as of right now, it even really matters. So I have been getting lucky in the magic shop with LD pieces. That's also one of the things that I've been doing is I've kind of let some of the legendary scroll pieces slide by. I've been getting the mystic scrolls. I've been getting the LD pieces. 4 stars are not necessary to actually progress, and LD units and just 3 stars are usually going to be more of a benefit than just 4-star units. So I mean, as you can tell right here, I have 1, 2. That's a 2-star unit. That's a 2-star unit. 3-star, 2-star, along with a 4-star. That's all of these units are given to you by the game. If you hadn't noticed, and I just cleared Giant Speed 10 in 4 days. In 4 days, 4 days of the account being active. So we'll see when I get to B12. But let's see what I get here. Okay, I'm kind of happy with no lightning, to be honest. And a unit I'm never going to use. Let's see, number of times you've been attacked. Damage reset when you attack. Unleashes a devastating shout to provoke the enemy. Attacks the enemy 2 times. Yeah, so that's not really anything beneficial for us now for our goals of Giants and TOA normal. This is a unit that you can use eventually for a raid team. So she's got skill 3, cleanse, and attack. So removes all harmful effects and randomly selects targets to attack the enemy. She can actually be useful in TOA because if you have a lot of monsters that have single target or skill 1 debuffs, that can be helpful. Also be helpful in Necro, but we are not getting into that. So again, more summons that do nothing for me. So I am going to lock these. Now I lock these and I put them away. You could just use them, but as we all know, us old-timey players, you never know when something's going to get buffed. You never know when something's going to be the new PvE, Flavor of the Month, and Superstar. So you always want to save one of each element of monster. You could say you don't need to for some of the 3 stars. With the introduction of 2As, I think that's no longer a viable choice. And my hope is that they start buffing more 3-star units again. We'll see. So let's go ahead and I don't even know what I want to do right now. Let's see, we are close to leveling up. So let's try and use our energy. Well, as you can see, I've not purchased any of the current packs. Transmogs. I have not purchased any, I mean you can't tell, but I've not purchased any premium packs. So these are all, those are all still there. Those are all still there. And these are all still here. So I think one of the big things for this, I've not bought any scrolls. All the scrolls are still there. Don't spend your guild points on these. You're going to get summoning stones, and they're called scam stones for a reason. It gives you a false sense of security that you're going to get something good. Buy your Rainbow Mon. I don't think flags are necessary early on. You have these units that you can purchase if necessary. Otherwise, I would wait. I think the majority of these are used as fusion monsters. You could start on your Ifrits. If you get enough points to buy your Ifrits, I would actually start investing early in the Almighty Summoning Pieces. The reason for this is for HOH units. You can use the HOH trick of running one floor of HOH, getting the 25 pieces, having 25 of these pieces, and then you can get double the units. That would help for 4-starring units and sealing them up later, but again, that's more of an end game thing. As of right at the beginning, you're probably going to struggle just getting your 150, and I would not recommend the Super Angemon. XP is easy enough to get with a little bit of energy. And do not use these as skill ups for Lauren. You might think, oh hey, it's 400 guild points for one skill up. Maybe if you only have one left. Otherwise, just wait for a Lauren SD. You'll eventually get it. Alright, so let's see what we can do and how consistent What? How what? Oh, because I'm going to repeat. It's like, why is it not? It's on repeat. So later today, I am going to, since it is Monday for me, work on Hollow Dark and Hollow Magic so that I can awaken Mantura, because I do want that S3. And then, so that when Wind Day comes around, I can farm for Wind, and I can I can awaken Carbine. This right here is what intrigues me. So basically, I get a turn anytime the enemy's attack lands as a glancing hit. Pretty sure this is team-wide. It's not unit-based. And if that's the case, he doesn't even need speed for Giants, because if the majority of my team is going to be Wind, which as of right now, I've got 1, 2, I have 3 Wind units, and let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think I was going to take Royd out if I put him in. Oh, no, I was going to swap out Lapis. So I have 3 Wind units, so he should be turn cycling. Especially with the fact that a majority of the trash waves are AoE skills, meaning that the likelihood is one of them is going to glance if they don't get frozen. Oh man, that freeze is annoying. Back in the day when Veramos actually cleansed the freeze. That was a long time ago. Alright, so let's see what we have here. I mean, these are not going to be fast runs, but they should hopefully be consistent. As of right now, just with how squishy my team is, Lapis is still going to be the best unit for here. Do I have her on the runes that I want her to be on? No. I don't think Vampire Revenge is what is best for here. So when I can, I'll likely try and get her onto a Despair set, and this is going to fail. I'm going to get her on a Despair set because that's just going to make the run even more stable. Same thing with Shannon. Once I can get her on a Despair set, Shannon's going to be speed HP. Lapis is going to be speed crit rate HP. Yep, that's about right. I was very surprised that that first run went so smoothly. Let's try it again. It's because we weren't watching. Has nothing to do with it. So after this run, we will do a little bit of theory crafting on TOA, because as we can see, the theory behind my team for Giants works. We've got three defense breakers. We've got one attack bar breaker. We've got an AoE slow. We've got an AoE cleanse. We've got two AoE heals, and we've got two sources of attack gauge reduction. So Lapis currently has her skill 1, which is a double hit on a single target, and then an AoE hit on all, and then her skill 3, which is 25% on all targets, and then Royd, which is a single target attack gauge pushback to 0. It's a full reset if it hits, which is his skill 3. Attacks makes the target's attack bar drop to 0. So that paired up with Shannon's slow should be very nice. I really need to get thicker runes on that Konamiya. So after this, we will discuss TOA normal. Or we can just start discussing it now. So TOA normal, there's a lot of versatility that you can have with a TOA normal team. But the way that I, on my main, approach TOA normal is I pretend that it's TOA hard. So I try and find out, and of course what I'm doing right now is selling crappy Dragon's runes on my main. What you want to go for is attack bar control. So either lots of reduction and damage. So the way that we're probably going to approach it, oh yay, my Royd died, is with Mantora, since I'm going to have an AoE defense break along with AoE dots. Going to go with Lapis for that AoE damage, and then have support units. So we're going to have Belladon as a strip, because I feel like you do need at least one strip. Shannon for the attack buff, the defense buff. It's that sustain capability, along with she's got an AoE slow. Mantora has that skill 2 AoE slow. Ooh, this is going to be close. Bella died. Ooh, I got the defense buff. This is good. Ooh, resisted on 2 of the defense breaks. So I'm golden this time. But we'll go ahead and hit end here. So I think with just thickening up some of my units, and of course my capture decides to freeze on me now. So I'm going to go ahead and stop streaming. Okay. Let me see if I can get it fixed quickly. Nope. Dang it. the wrong button. There we go. Okay. Here we go. And we're back. Sweet. Okay, so I actually got a rune that I will keep. It's got crit rate on a crit damage rune, and that is a high HP sub. Innate, generally you don't want HP or any percentage based base stat, attack, defense, HP in the innate, but this is a better rune that I can hope for. So, to TOA. So I did clear through level 20 with this team here when he had runes. So I would actually take him out, put him here, and I would, nope, still going to be using her leader skill, because it's the only one that works. So this is going to be my my TOA team, and the only thing I might do would be to take, oh no, there, that's going to be my TOA team. I have the cleanse and cooldown reduction with Mav, the Wind Penguin. I've got strip, defense break, and heal with Bella Dion. I've got the AoE dots, defense break, AoE slow with Mantura. I've got the AoE slow with Shannon. I've got the attack buff, defense buff with Shannon, along with the skill 1 glancing, which is going to be helpful for bosses. And then I've got Lapis, which is going to be my reduction, my attack gauge reduction to try and get more dots off with Mantura, as well as damage, just straight up damage with Lapis. He's got no runes, so I'm not going to run this. This is 3-star with no runes, so I'm not going to run this. But this is the kind of team that I would use and build on my main. So my main's TOA team is, I do have Varad, but that can easily be replaced with Tyron, which is a unit I am going for in the 4-star event. I did make my decision. I haven't gotten him yet, but I did decide that's who I'm going for. Beretta, he's my dots. Spectra it's 2A Spectra, but Spectra nonetheless. I used him when he was not a 2A unit because he was still very powerful in TOA with his S3 that does not actually inflict damage, so there's no chance for glancing. It's purely 15% resist, and AoE slow, AoE pushback, 2A, you get that attack break, which is very nice in TOA hard. And then that's skill 2, which is HP scaling damage. So you would want him, if you can, you want him on crit damage, or, as I said, early game crit rate slot 4. And then Bella and Mav. So Varad, Beretta, Spectra, Bella, Mav. That's my team that I use for 2A normal and 2A hard, and it autos all of normal, autos somewhere between 80 to 95 on hard. Basic team. There's no real reason to go overboard. You don't really need nat 5s. I could take out the Varad, put in Tyron. It would work just the same. So this team I feel is going to be very stable and is going to get me there once I get Mantura built out as well as Mav built out. But that's going to require time in Giants. So, you know what, I'll go ahead and just keep this going to see how many times it passes and fails. So just going to do a quick little recap. Dimensional Hole, I'm not going to push this, but I'm not going to let my energy sit and waste. So I am starting in Karzan with Bella. Bella is going to be a very strong unit for Second Awakening. I'm going to stay out of Alunia simply because Alunia, I believe, is one of the harder dungeons to clear because you have to do same element for your team, which is going to sometimes be contrary to the element that you are facing. So if I'm trying to a Shannon, I need to have a full wind team, and I might be going up against the fire pixie. Fire against wind is not fun. So I'm going to stick in Karzan. I might also go to Cauldron or Calderoon, however you want to pronounce it, for some of the Grim Reapers because Sath is very helpful and might even be very helpful for TOA. But I'm just going to give them the energy, going to grind it out, and then I'm not going to actually secondary awaken them because it's not necessary. I don't feel it's necessary, and that's what I started seeing a lot in terms of progression guides of, get these two units, Lauren, Fran. Lauren you need to get from a secret dungeon, and you need the skill ups. I really feel the skill ups are a huge turning point for her. Fran, you need ancient coins. You need 100 ancient coins, and you never know when you're going to get that. And I don't feel like holding up progression for that is necessary. Nor as soon as I get her, am I going to swap her in because then I feel like she's a required unit. I don't think she's a required unit. If anything else, you could just build Lulu. Lulu's going to cleanse, give you immunity. You don't need to second awaken him, but you can, and that would make him even better. As well as just 2 AN units. I mean, it takes 200 plus, I think close to 300. Okay, so I'm going to actually, I don't know if you're going to see this or not. So level 1, 313 runs is needed for 2 AN unit. Level 2 is 238, level 3 is 179, level 4 is 136, and level 5 is 105. I'm obviously going to try different levels for Karzan, but I'm not going to, yeah, see, I failed. But I'm not going to actually 2A my units. I am going to get them the energy just so that I'm not wasting it. So that when, after I do complete it, if somebody gets this account, they don't have to start from scratch, and hopefully that energy is gonna not be wasted. I kind of feel like that's all I have for today. I just feel like my big driving point for this series is you don't need to get nat 5s, you don't need to get nat 4s. Read the mechanics of a dungeon, read the mechanics of your units, and try and understand and create synergies between them. So by synergies, it's units and or skills that work well together. So if you have multiple units that provide pushback, so you're denying turns, then you don't really want to have too many dots on a turn denial team because those dots are just going to sit there. And conversely, if you have lots of units that are doing defense breaks, but you're killing things with dots, counterproductive. Because what you want more with a team like that, so let's say you get a unit like Malia, the Wind Dryad, who's really hot right now. She is a great unit. Awesome. Love her. She does have dots and reduction on her kit. The Giant's eventually going to get a turn, or he's going to start killing your team and eventually get a turn just with those revenges. So let me go ahead and show you what I mean. So her skill 2, AoE reduction, which is actually in speed break, which is phenomenal for TOA, phenomenal for Giants, because those towers, it's the towers that are like the big killer because of that AoE defense break. This is phenomenal for that. Skill 1 is attack gauge absorb. So she's going to reduce their attack gauge, she's going to absorb her own, and then her passive is actually going to provide that continuous damage. So if you're going to be using Malia, I would recommend not pairing her up with additional units that do push back. I would pair her up with more cleansing units, more protective units, units that through the trash waves are going to lock down and control through stuns or freezes, as opposed to reducing their attack gauge, because then those dots are just going to build up, and they might not even go off, and you're going to have a longer run time. So that's why in the current meta team, she is paired with Tatu 2A, the Fire Pixie, because she can actually explode those dots, tick those down, and kill the units very quickly. So it's a very viable team. I run it on my main. It averages 50 seconds. I ran 1,000 runs. It was 99% consistent. There's just going to be resists. There's going to be RNG. It's not as consistent as like Trikaru and Giants, which literally has no RNG. The only RNG it has is your damage output. You might crit, you might not. You might do a little more damage. You might be a little faster. And then, everybody wants their Lucian, but AI sucks. So as I was saying with synergies, I have a slow with Shannon. I do have a little bit of AoE pushback with Lapis, which allows my team more time. Bernard would actually be a good fit, and I could consider replacing him with Royd. I would do that simply because with Bernard, he has two different types of like team assistance. It's going to be he has attack buff, so attack break and defense break on his skill 2, so he would need accuracy. And then his skill 3 is going to be an attack gauge push on your side, as well as a speed buff. So that speed buff would actually be more beneficial, would be really beneficial with my team, because I'm not running a lot of pushback, and it would allow my Konamiya more opportunity to be able to cleanse to get that AoE defense break off. If I was to swap Konamiya out, I would put in Fran, simply because I'd have that skill 1 attack break and then the skill 3 immunity. That's why I am saving up these wind fairies, because you can use regular fairies to skill up the Fairy Queen. You don't need to get more Frans. But as we just saw, my team works. It's just the stats are not there. So I just need to keep running. I'm probably going to run B8 because that should be more consistent for me to get some better runes. And I'm just going to go from there. So it would be nice to be able to get some additional shield runes, but I'm going to, since I can clear B10 and I just need to kind of upgrade my stats, upgrade my units probably, then I don't really need to worry about that as much. In terms of crafting, this is the one thing I wanted to get to. I would actually say, so when you can start crafting, when you have enough materials, you're gonna, in Giants, there's basically two primary rune sets that you are gonna be looking for: Swift and three: Swift, Despair, and Fatal. Fatal for your DPS units, Swift for your supports, and Despair for your supports. Blade for your support, for your attack units, and then the other runes that you get are gonna be I think it's just energy. I stopped looking for a long time. Yeah, energy and blade are your two offsets. I would actually consider uh, crafting shield runes as your crafting goal, as opposed to crafting more swift runes or crafting more fatal runes or crafting despair runes. Uh, Fatal runes are difficult to craft because they have to be geared towards a specific damage set. They need to be attacked. They have to have crit rate. They have to have crit damage. They don't have to have speed, but it's beneficial. Um, they should have some HP. They don't have to have a lot. Um, but those shield sets will actually be really helpful to help mitigate that damage and keep your team alive. And just in case those pesky crystals pop off, you'll have an opportunity to survive. Despair and Swift are the easier things to rune, not to rune, to craft. Though with those, you do want to have speed on those runes. Despair doesn't necessarily have to have any particular set of stats because that stun rate is just a flat 25%. It doesn't need accuracy, that stun rate from the Despair set. But your units that you rune with Swift, with Despair, typically are going to be support units. And if they need to provide debuffs onto the enemy, you want them to have that accuracy. If they're not, then you can run them on Swift, or you can just run them as a different type of unit set. So you can put Despair runes on Lapis, as I've said before. That would be beneficial because she's got all those multi-hits, all those AoEs. So you would want to have a Despair rune that's similar to a Fatal rune, but again, that's getting more and more specific. Swift runes are best for units like Konamiya, even for Shannon as well, just so that they can try and get more turns and more turns and more turns, and they can go as many times as needed in order to cycle their cooldowns. So that's my game plan going forward. I am hoping that I will be farming GP10 in the next day or two, and I will be starting to progress more through TOA because I am at that point in the Summoner's Way path of clearing Trial of Ascension 40, and then I need to reach max level with 2 4-star units, which means I'm going to need to make fodder. So I might want to do that before I start working any fodder in. I will end with possibly 6-starring a unit. I like him, but since I don't have him on the best of runes right now, as like all of my units are. But I am going to. Actually, I should probably do Konamiya, just because he needs the better base stat boost than Belladion right now, because his defense is so low, 355 versus 500. So I'm going to do Konamiya. 6-starring Konamiya is not a waste because you can actually use him in a first raid team. So that's what I'm going to do, and I feel like that is the best choice for survivability at this time. So let's do that. And this will be my second. So I'm going to get energy, and I'm going to get an Angelmon. Do I have... I think I got to go collect it. I do. And enhance monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. It's a good amount of HP now. And I already have, at level 26, I already have more defense than I did at level 35 as a 5-star unit. So this is definitely going to be beneficial. And now, since I have 6 stars on here, a 6-star unit for Konamiya, I can even consider doing some basic white artifacts for Konamiya, since his defense is so low. I would likely consider doing at least one defense artifact, and depending on where his HP ends, I think his HP will be fine. I just want to make him thicker, so I would want to put, I probably do double defense artifacts in order for him to survive through B12s. So that's it for today. I do have lots of farming to do because I do need to get more runes, as well as I need to 6-star more of my units. The likelihood is I will not 6-star my Shannon, and I will not 6-star my Bernard. I will next 5-star Carbine and 5-star Mantora, and then 6-star Belladon, because they need to be 5-star in order to have like baseline survivability for what I want to use them for. And 5-star units is easy. So one of the things that I am going to end this off on, and I may have said that before in this video, is build teams. Don't just build units. You might get a 5-star unit. I haven't gotten that lucky on this account. Don't just say, oh, it's a 5-star unit, I'm going to build it, it's going to be awesome, it's going to be great. That's not usually the case. As I stated in my first video, just because you get a 5-star and that 5 doesn't mean it's going to be useful for the content that you have. So go forward and focus with the teams that you have in mind and build just those units. Put everything else in either the Ceiling Shrine or in your monster storage, and then just don't worry about them, don't look at them, don't touch them, forget that they're there. Your account will be much happier for it, as will you, because then you're not going to have 35 5-star units and you can't clear any content, and then you could have spent all those materials to make more 6-star units that would actually be beneficial to your goal. So that is it for today. I would love to say that I have summons, but I mean, I have these, but again, I'm saying that I'm waiting because if I can get lucky and get a Belinus, which I'm actually going for on my main as well because I have wanted Belinus since forever, he will help out tremendously in TOA. Even paired up with Mantora, because he kind of has the same kit, AoE defense break and dots. But he can also actually do damage on top of it. So Mantora going first, him following up, probably just clear most of the ways, and it'll be phenomenal. Don't buy premium packs. Save your crystals, you're going to need them. And just keep an eye on your challenges. You know, keep popping in on these. So the last one here is Second Awakening in a unit. I've kind of faltered, level 28, on the fusions. The fusion stuff. You do get Pheromos, you do get that Violent Rune set, which a lot of people will prize. It will be beneficial, it will be helpful eventually, but it's not something that I'm going to prioritize. As well as keep an eye on your daily dungeon tips for whatever dungeon you're in. So I need to get some low Dark Essences to fuse to get this, which this will even help with Second Awakening my Mantora, and then B7. And just make sure that you clear all of these for the day that you're on. I'm going to get another 900 crystals by the time I hit level 50. Don't know when that will be, and what is this? Oh, I got another arena. Okay, cool. Clear those arena wings. Try to clear your rivals. All those crystals matter. That's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I know I ramble a lot. It's a thing that I do. But I hope it's at least helpful. I hope that it's giving you guys some ideas to think about, and it helps you progress. So, until next time, have a good one.